Welcome home, traders and investors. Have you ever had a beautiful trade, took profits, felt like a genius for like 11 seconds, and then immediately jumped into another trade and gave it all back? Well, if you keep making money in the market and then giving it right back, then we need to have a loving but serious family meeting. So come sit with Auntie for a while and let's talk. Today, we're going to talk about ways to protect these profits like they have on cute little helmets. You have to have the emotional discipline that it takes to keep your profits after you make them. So that's where I come in, because it's not that you cannot trade. It's just that trading is around 90% mental. So we have to build up that part instead of playing the Uno reverse card with our profits. I hear it all of the time. People will have a great trade where they followed their plan, executed everything great, took profit, and were feeling really great about themselves. But part of the problem is that now their brain just got that dopamine hit and it's immediately triggered into wanting more. And then instead of protecting that profit by taking a little break and letting their nervous system return to neutral, they jump right back into the next trade. And then the next thing that they know, they either gave it all back or worse, are now red and sitting here wondering what just happened. Those green to red days feel like a gut punch, right? I've been there. Now you're sitting there staring at your screen thinking something like, damn, how did I fumble the bag that fast? This is a very common mistake, so I don't want you guys beating yourselves up over it. We just need to work on some mindset shifts to help you fix it. Especially since once you see this pattern in yourself, you can interrupt the pattern. Today, we are not just talking about how to make money. We are talking about how to keep the money. Because making money is one skill, but keeping it is another. And profitable trading is not just about finding good setups. It is also about knowing when to take a step back. A lot of traders understand that they need to take a break after a loss, because after a loss, you may feel things like angry, embarrassed, frustrated, or anxious to make that money right back. That can lead to things like revenge trading, over trading, etc. But what people don't talk about enough is that taking a break after a big win is also a smart decision, especially after a big win, because that can definitely mess with your brain too. After a win, your brain might start saying something like, oh yeah, I'm hot today. I should keep going. I can double this. Let me just take one more trade. I don't want to miss the next big move. I'm already green, so I have cushion. And that last one is super sneaky. I have cushion. That little sentence has taken so many traders from green to red in minutes, I tell you. Because now you start treating your profits like fake money. You start acting like, well, I made 500, so if I risk 300, I'm still technically green. No, my dear, that 500 is supposed to be yours and it is not imaginary. So do not let the market gaslight you into thinking that's house money now. The market does not need a refund. Trust me, they already have plenty. A big win can create excitement, but then that excitement can sort of start looking like either a willingness to risk too much or chasing trades. And when you start doing things like that, it tends to be when the losses come marching in. And then that unnecessary loss can turn into emotional spiraling. That's when the negative self-talk really starts to ramp up. So yes, losses can trigger bad trades, but surprise, surprise, wins can too. That is why emotional regulation matters, no matter what kind of trader you are. You need to carry the same discipline when you are losing and when you are winning. Especially because if you only know how to manage pain, but you do not know how to manage excitement, your excitement can become just as expensive as your frustration and you fall into the big win trap. Your brain starts acting like the rules do not apply anymore. And if before that green trade, you were things like patient, you waited for a great pattern to trade, you had your stop loss set right, and then afterwards, you sit here clicking buttons like you're on a game show, then that's your red flag. Like, let's see what's behind candle number 3, Alex. Absolutely not. No. That is not a trade plan. That's playing market roulette with your money. The big win trap makes you think that you're in control because you're feeling happy and confident. But please pay attention to the signs of that dopamine hit to your brain. Having confidence without any discipline is simply your ego out here wearing a cowboy hat. Real trading confidence looks more like you reminding yourself that you don't need another immediate win or to do things like start chasing trades, and that you don't have to prove how amazing you are. It's okay to actually take the rest of the trading day off, which is how I personally handle it. I'll just be like, yay, I have the rest of the day to do whatever makes my heart smile. That's the best way to protect your profits and your peace. There are plenty of traders that are done by like 11 o'clock in the morning, along with plenty that stick to only doing things like trading the close. But either way, please remember that sometimes your biggest win is going to be the trade that you didn't take. Sometimes the best decision of the day is going to be shutting down your laptops and going to do something like going outside and taking your fur baby on a walk, taking a trip to the gym, having your own personal dance party, or going outside to have a conversation with the trees. Something, anything other than continuing to sit there looking at your screens. And for those of you that have such a hard time doing things like that, then try switching to paper trading for the rest of the day instead. That way it feels like you're still in a game, but not really. And that way you might also see what you saved yourself by not continuing to real trade, which can truly be an eye-opening experience. Because the goal is not to be in every trade, it's to make high quality decisions because you and your family deserve better. Also, once you already made your money for the day, your standards should not get lower. They should get higher. So if you continue trading for the day, I would still recommend stepping away for a few minutes to reset first. And then when you come back, remember your risk management rules. One of the biggest mistakes traders make after a winning trade is risking too much of the profit that they just made. Let's say you made $500 on a trade. Then you jump into the next trade risking $300 or $400 because you tell yourself, well, I'm still green if I lose. But that is exactly how traders end up either giving their profits back or worse, ending up outside of their original plan risk and going red. That mindset treats your profit like a free casino chip instead of earned income. And that's the part that we're canceling today. So a different strategy that you could try is after a win, you say to yourself, I will not risk more than a small percentage of what I just made, and then set a hard stop to make sure that's what happens. Especially in this market where one news headline can tank your trade in a matter of seconds. Stop using mental stops and set hard ones. Use trailing stops. Whatever floats your boat, but have it already set. Or you can try having a rule like after a big win, you step away for 15 minutes. And having a daily profit goal can help too. So say like you're okay with making $200 a day. Then when you get that, stop trading for the day. You should only be taking like grade A setups anyway, but make sure that's a rule, especially after a win, and reduce your size. So like if you normally buy 10 option contracts, then maybe the trade after your big win is only like 3. Now, obviously, I'm not giving financial advice. You still have to do your own thing, but please have trading rules that fit your own account size, strategy, risk tolerance, and experience level. You need rules that protect you from yourself when your emotions are playing loud in your head. And make no mistake, those happy and excitement type emotions can get really loud. Loud emotions cannot be in charge of your trading account. That is why rules need to be created before you are emotional. Have the rules in place before you hit these big wins, because you don't want to wait until after to figure out what to do next. That's like going grocery shopping when you're hungry. Man, who among us hasn't fallen for that trap before? Coming home with all kinds of bad decision groceries. Suddenly you're leaving with cookies, chips, a frozen pizza, along with some candles that you didn't need. Or maybe it's just me with the candles, but you know what I mean. It's the same with trading. When your emotions are hungry for more profit, your discipline needs to already have a plan. And I know that some traders will say that they have a daily goal, but treat it more like a decorative pillow. Like, yeah, it's cute, it's there, but it's not actually being used. If your daily goal is 300 and you make 350, why are you still trading? Why are you risking 250 to make another $100? Instead of turning a great day into a stressful day, get up from your desk and carry your ass to do something else. At some point, you have to ask yourself, am I trading to make money, or am I trading because I don't know how to stop? Because those are two different things. A disciplined trader knows that being done and walking away is a skill, and protecting your nervous system has to be your priority. So, and also, I know that for some traders, it's not only about money. They love the action, the rush, trying to hit a home run monster of a day, or the validation feeling that you get when you're right. So please remind yourself that you don't have to turn every green day into a legendary day. Some days are allowed to just be regular green days. Green is green, profitable is profitable, and slow and steady still wins the race. Please stop turning your blessings into lessons. And now, let's dig a little deeper, because sometimes giving your profits back is not just about trading. Sometimes it is also a self-worth issue. Some traders do not feel like truly safe being successful. They're carrying around the life traumas and limiting beliefs that taught them things like they don't truly deserve or are worthy of wins. A lot of people were taught limiting beliefs around receiving. They might have the voice of that toxic person in their head that makes them feel like they have to prove something to someone else. And a lot of people are so used to struggle that peace almost feels suspicious, and their brain turns on the self-sabotage switch. So when they have a calm, green day, their nervous system says, wait a minute, that was too easy. Something must be wrong. Let's go create a problem. And then here comes the unnecessary second trade. So sometimes it has nothing to do with your trading skills and everything to do with the fact that your body doesn't know how to sit with success. You make money, but instead of letting yourself feel proud and complete, your nervous system starts searching for the next thing to conquer. But what if the lesson is actually learning how to stop? So let me give you some things to tell yourself instead. Repeat after me. Say it in the mirror, write it in your trading journals, and feel the happy emotions as you do it. Say, I have never needed to prove my worth, especially not through things like trading. I do not need to prove that I'm a real trader by staying in the market all day. I am committed to protecting my peace and my profits. I am not controlled by excitement, fear, or FOMO. I am not here to gamble. I am here to trade with skill. I am building consistency through discipline, so I am wise enough to walk away green. I choose discipline over adrenaline, patience over pressure, and consistency over chaos. And of course, say, I am one of the greatest traders that has ever lived. Because successful traders do not trade just to trade. They protect their capital and work on maintaining their emotional clarity. So please remind yourself that the market isn't going anywhere, and you don't have to make a month's worth of gains in a single day. Although obviously, I can see how that would be nice. But you do not have to eat the entire buffet today. So instead, fill your plate with normal portion sizes and go sit your butt down somewhere, please. Try creating a post-win routine, because if you do not have a routine after a win, your emotions will create one for you. And that routine might be called give it all back and stare at the screen in disbelief. That's the one that we don't want, so let's cancel that one today. After your next big win, hit the brakes for a second. And this has nothing to do with fear, not believing in yourself, or your trading skills. This is about protecting your nervous system along with your profits. So your post-win routine could be something like getting up from your trading station and taking a few minutes to get your brain out of like the trading trance. Declare it out loud to yourself. That money is mine now. Claiming the profit mentally helps your brain make the switch from theoretical money to real money that is yours to protect. Sometimes taking a minute to review your trade helps too, so you can stop and see if you followed your plan correctly or if it was a sketchy trade that you just happened to win on. Did you respect your planned entry, take profit, and manage your stop loss? You can take note of how your emotions are feeling. Like, are you feeling calm, excited, feeling invincible, about to try to make the day even bigger, or feeling like you'll miss the next move if you don't hop back into the next trade? Next, you can try adjusting your risks. If you're going to take another trade, then your next one should not be able to erase the win that you already had. Also, like I said, remember to raise your standards. Do not let it be a maybe, this sort of looks okay type of trade. Take grade A setups only. And if there is no grade A setup, you are done for the day, period. That is wealth behavior. You can try setting a 2-trade rule. If you have 2 trades that are green, then you stop for the day. Try instituting a no revenge, no celebration rule. You don't trade to recover from pain, and you do not trade because you are high off of excitement. And I know that some traders struggle with walking away because they think, but what if there's another big move that I'll miss if I stop now? But there will always be another move, love. Always. The market is not going out of business tomorrow. Your job is not to catch every trade. Your job is to trade well. And that thought runs through traders' heads of, but I could have made more. Sounds innocent enough, but can actually be costly. Because I could have made more can turn a winning trade into emotional dissatisfaction real quick. You were green, you followed your plan, you made money, but instead of feeling proud of yourself, your brain starts comparing your actual profit to some perfect version of the trade. And now you're annoyed while you're sitting there actually profitable, which is wild, but seems to be the way that our brains are wired for some reason. So tell yourself that just wasn't my money and that other opportunities are already on their way to you. Refocus onto being proud of yourself for following your plan and protecting your account. Leaving money on the table is going to be something that happens, so let it go. The goal is consistency, not perfection. Your job is not to even attempt to perfectly catch things like tops and bottoms. And if you keep punishing yourself for not being perfect, you will start making emotional decisions to compensate for that. That's part of how traders give profits back. They take a good trade, get pissed off that it wasn't perfect, then jump into another trade to satisfy that negative emotion. So that's where I need you to take a pause instead and remember that your trade plan protects your P&L and your mindset protects your peace and your discipline protects your future. When you keep giving it back, your brain starts losing trust in you. Not because you're actually a bad trader, but because your inner self is watching you break your own rules and starts feeling down. Every time that you say, okay, I'm done for the day after this, and then keep trading, you're teaching your brain that rules are optional. Every time that you say, I'm not giving this back, and then oversize on the next trade, you teach yourself not to trust your own boundaries. And that matters because trading confidence is built through self-trust. So you have to build your confidence by keeping the promises that you make to yourself. Protecting your green days will help you build confidence when you keep them. The days where you almost had them, when you gave it all back, or where you were up big and then ended the day red, tend to take a wrecking ball to your self-confidence. That translates to even outside of the market. So please let's work on this. When you end your day green, even if it's a very small amount, your brain gets evidence. Evidence that you do indeed hold the power to follow your trading rules, protect your profit, that you're strong enough to walk away, and that you are absolutely capable of being a consistently profitable trader. When you protect your profit, you are protecting your identity as a disciplined trader too. Also, some traders feel like they are not trading, like if they are not trading all day, they are not working hard enough, or somehow are a real trader or something along those lines. But part of the benefit of becoming a trader in the first place is to gain some freedom, to be able to make your own schedule, take time off whenever you feel like it, etc. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I have logged out and went to the beach, the park with Ferris, etc. If you're trying to gain freedom to leave your hamster wheel job, please be careful and don't put yourself on the trader hamster wheel instead. Remember your self-care, to take walks outside, do things that make you smile. Bring that joy back into your life too. This is why it's important to stick to trading quality pattern setups. You can stare at charts for 6 hours and still make a terrible decision that ruins your entire day. Or you can trade for 20 minutes, take your setup, make your money, and be done. That makes life easier, You do not have to be stressed out, exhausted, sweating through your shirt, arguing with candles, and negotiating with your stop loss to be a real trader. Calm and simple trading days are allowed. I actually encourage short days and walking away. Green is empowering. You are not more professional because you stayed long enough to lose. When you feel that urge to keep trading after a win, pause and ask yourself some questions. It works even better, like if you write about it in your journal, but try asking yourself something like, what are my rules after I have a winning trade? Am I calm enough to take another trade? Am I trading from my plan or from excitement? Would this next trade risk too much of what I just made? Have I already met my daily profit goal? And if you don't have one of those, maybe that's your first red flag. Is it a setup truly A+, or am I just trading for entertainment purposes? What emotion is trying to make this decision for me? If the next trade is coming from your plan, evaluate it. But if it is not coming from something like adrenaline, ego, boredom, FOMO, or emotions, leave it alone. Some urges just need you to stop and say, nope, that was a nice try, emotions, but we are not donating to the top 1% today. And for those of you that sit there and negative self-talk yourself into things like these types of trades, I need you to start taking those and turn them into the positive opposite. So instead of saying something like, I'm green today, so I have a little more to risk, instead say, keeping my profit is how I build generational wealth for me and my family, so I protect it by making smart decisions. Instead of saying something like, I should keep trading because I'm on a winning streak, instead say, I'm not going to let these feelings of confidence cause me to abandon my rules. Instead of saying something like, I don't want to miss the next big move, instead say, there are limitless opportunities in the market, and it is not my job to attempt to catch all of them. Instead of saying something like, I need to make one more trade, Instead, say, I need to stick to making disciplined decisions, and I've already done enough. And instead of saying something like, if I stop trading now, I could be leaving money on the table. Instead, say, if I keep forcing trades, I will be leaving my discipline on the table, and that is not what we do here. And something else that you could try is doing breathing exercises. So try using this after making your trades. So relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, put one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly up with air for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 6. And then breathe out slowly through your mouth while thinking, it is my job to protect my profits and my peace. I am the generational wealth builder. Repeat that like 7 times. Then stop and evaluate how you're feeling by asking yourself some things like, am I feeling calm, clear, and neutral? If your emotions are up or down, rushed and tense, eager to just start clicking buttons, then I need you to get up and walk away. That is what emotion regulation looks like. Also, doing visualization exercises helps. Start training your brain to make these decisions. So close your eyes if you're in a safe space to do so. Imagine yourself sitting at your trading station. You just had a great winning trade. You followed your plan properly and took profit. You look at your P&L and you're green on the day. Now you see yourself stop, get up, and walk away for a few minutes. You're not rushing to get back into a trade immediately. You do not rush into the next trade. Instead, you do some breathing exercises and then say to yourself, that money is mine to keep. You stretch, you smile, you walk, you smile, and you're feeling proud of yourself. Not because you're green on the day, but because you not only followed your plan, but you also had the discipline to stop and reset before thinking about getting into your next trade. Now imagine yourself sitting back down to look at your charts again. You see your charts moving, but you're not feeling pulled. Instead, you feel calm, powerful, and disciplined. You know that if the next setup is not an A+, then it's not for you. You walk away green and feeling peace in your body. You're feeling more confident because you know that you can trust yourself. You are the trader who keeps the win. Now take another deep breath in and lock that version of you into your mind, because that is who you are now. And you can open your eyes. And remember that you are no longer the trader who gives profits back because you don't know when to stop. You are the trader who protects green days. And please know that the goal is not to be emotionless. You are human, so that's not even a thing. So yeah, you're going to feel things like excitement, disappointment, hope, or fear sometimes. The goal is to stop letting your emotions be in the driver's seat. You can feel excited and still stop and take a break. You can feel that temptation, but remind yourself to still say no. That is power, discipline, trader maturity, and how you build long-term consistency. And I totally understand how frustrating it can be to end the day disappointed. You were patient, you got your A+ setup, you got in, took profit, and proved to yourself that you're a great trader. And then somehow you end the day red, sitting there looking at your screens, wondering what just happened. And that's when the negative self-talk narrative kicks in. So instead, shut that voice down. It's not because you're a bad trader, you're broken, or that you can't become consistent. It was simply because there is a moment after the win where your emotions started playing louder in your head than your plan. You are not broken or dumb. You are learning, and making mistakes are how we all learn. So today, you're learning how to receive profit without guilt, chasing, panic, or pressure. You do not have to punish yourself for the times that you gave money back. Those were lessons, not life sentences. So it's okay to forgive yourself for those things now. Say it with me. Say, I am forgiven. And then remind yourself that your profits deserve protection and that your nervous system deserves a pause. So take a break. You are building your confidence one disciplined decision at a time. You are growing, getting better, becoming calmer, sharper, and more strategic. The next level of your trading may not be trying to figure out another strategy. It may just be having the discipline to stop after the strategy worked in the first place. Your future self wants you to be green, peaceful, and not arguing with candles all day. And of course, if this video made you smile today, please pay it forward by doing something to make someone else smile too. I believe in you. I'm so grateful for you. I love you. And remember to spread love and stay blessed.